Hey,
Hello.
hello, and welcome to the rundown brought to you by Sport Tank. I'm Oz, that's Steve,
Hello.
and we're here to talk about everything from wildcard week and the upcoming quarterfinals week.
Yes. So we're still in Div 2 and Div 1 playoffs mode. And it's extremely exciting. It was awesome. Yesterday was awesome for a number of different reasons. Not just the game I was at, which was enthralling, but also, the results around the league in both divisions. It was good stuff. So when we've got some really mouth-watering games coming up the next week, it's like I didn't think it would. I didn't think our postseason would be this exciting. I don't know why. It sort of like caught me out for some reason.
It's because the regular season was so anticlimactic.
The end of the regular season, with like the whole transfer window thing and teams losing and teams folding and stuff.
Yeah, I think I got quite jaded with how sort of the season sort of just creeped into the playoffs. It was like, but and it was also because we were like, have we got football this week? No, we don't have football this week. And it's like it was just like such a depressing sort of entry into the playoffs that I feel like I'm just a little bit jaded with how the season has ended to push us into the postseason. But for all accounts and all intents and purposes, the postseason has been amazing from sort of opening kickoff.
Yeah, and I also feel like I have been more heavily focused in my mind on the Prem. So it was like, the season's ended. Now I'm waiting for the semi-final and then the final. But obviously we've got 2 weeks of football leading up to that, and
quality football leading up to it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I didn't mentally prepare myself for it, and it pleasantly surprised me yesterday. Like I was, it was a great day. It was awesome yesterday. So lots of narratives, lots of things to talk about. We've got a few people already saying hello. We got. I thought. So yeah, someone caught me out saying that. This guy caught me out saying Harry, as you can imagine, the parody name. So yeah, I said it live on the stream. I caught myself as I said it, but I was like, shit. But yeah,
is it Belzic? Is that the correct pronunciation?
No,
no. But I mean, is that?
Oh, what? Yeah, I said. I said. Oh, it's either Belzic or Balzac, and then I went, Balzac. Shit. But I was too high to let that bring me down. But absolutely tucked me up, and it's a shame because people have tried all season, and so I only got done in the postseason. The whole season I lasted any of these stupid funny names people were going with. If I ever suspected them, I was like, nah, stop trying to catch me out. You have to get up earlier.
Okay, so that was a bullshit name that someone's given to you.
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought that the guy's literal name was just Bullsack.
It's a parody name, and I was like, Anyway, but yeah, we've got a couple of people saying hello already. So Tony, Alicia, hello. Sam said he watched both streams and thought good coverage. And yeah, I don't know how good the Blitz game was. I haven't watched it back yet, but we will certainly still talk about it. But thanks for the feedback. It's good to know. Tebs does an awesome job when he was solo yesterday because Mike had car trouble. So it was me and Kwame in the Olympians and Tebs running solo at the Blitz, and he's as much as he's like
he's a consummate professional.
He is as much as he's like a joker and a very funny person. He takes this stuff really seriously, and he did it. It's good to hear
as much as I rip the shit out of the guy and always rag on him and give him no rest whatsoever. I've got to give him his flowers. The dude is a pro when it comes to like if he's putting his mind to something, he gives it his fucking all, and the product is quality.
He's got a master's degree in journalism, and he's currently just finished his first year of his PhD in journalism. Right. So he said to me, once he finishes this, he's going to call himself Dr. Tebs. I was like, that's going to be awesome. But yeah, the ideas he's got, he's got the theory, right? Like he's got so many ideas. And
hope so after 6 years worth of journalism university.
Yeah. Oh look there. Yeah, we're giving him.
There he is.
He knows how good he is. He knows how much we value him. But yeah, to run us a live stream solo isn't easy, and to get that sort of feedback's awesome. So thank you for that feedback. Tebs has got it, which is cool. Yes. So in terms of numbers, Nix has said 150 is watching the game. So we, between the two streams and between the two platforms, so technically 4 streams, if you think about Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah.
We hit over 10,000 views yesterday alone. First time ever. We had 90 subscribers in a single day. That's our highest we've had in a single day. So yeah, like
money.
It's, yeah, it's not though, is it? Like we don't monetize, but yeah, it's just like the stats are really good. You know, like there's and what we tend to do, I don't tend to really look at the stats that much until like a Wednesday, because we get a lot of people watching the games back, right, and analyzing them and stuff. But yeah, I had a quick look at the stats yesterday, and yeah, it was over 10,000, which was awesome. Go on then, take that one from.
It is.
Micah.
He's correct. He's correct. I will be.
Didn't you?
Yeah. I will be. I will be at the London Warriors Edinburgh Wolves game on London 3rd of September in London on the 3rd of September, Sunday 3rd of September in London.
Put all the stuff into a blender, mix it around.
Words. I'm
going to say a series of words, and you can figure out what it is I'm trying to say.
This is called Mouth Scrabble. I will be.
Yeah, London, American football, September, travel,
Scotland,
Jody, Aussie,
triple word score.
Yeah.
Yes. So no, I will be there in person. I will be wearing a hoodie, trying to be incognito, because I just don't want to talk.
I think you're the person that people ask me the most about. Where's Oz? They expect you to be with me. I think.
What they what they don't realize,
ants in deck.
Yeah. What they don't realize is I'm just a gremlin who lives in a cupboard. Like it's just
I see you as much as they see you.
Yeah. Literally, I can't remember the last time I saw you in person, but
I think it was when we were in Birmingham.
I think no. It would have been Milton Keynes probably.
Was that after Birmingham?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Birmingham was years ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Birmingham
was pre-pandemic.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So we're gonna get to that, Nathan. Don't you worry.
This is your one topic this week, isn't it? But
it's my one topic. And we'll jump into it.
Well, I just want to. There's a couple more comments I wanted to address. So where are we Sunday? Sunday we're at the Hertfordshire Cheetahs versus London Olympians game. And someone said appreciate what we do, shows demand for it. Like we genuinely appreciate, the appreciation. Yes, like yesterday was just full of people saying such nice things to us and just talking to us, and it was awesome.
Shout out to the Olympians for making sure you got your carrot.
Yes, I should have. Yeah, and not only look at the fucking size of it. So it hasn't aged well. It's aged like a carrot. I don't. It's really rubbery and it's black, but it's a great carrot. And they didn't forget my little boys, which was like again very sweet and humbling. They gave me a couple of bags of sweets with some fruit shoots for my little lads, and that's gonna. I haven't given them yet because we're traveling up north tomorrow, and like that'll be like car.
Where up north?
I don't know. Mum, I don't know. I'll tell you when I get there.
Okay.
It's like near the beach. No, near Thorpe Park. No, not Thorpe Park. What's the fucking one up there? Alton Towers. Near Alton Towers. That's what I've been told.
That's not that too.
Middlesbrough.
Okay. Middlesbrough. Yeah, that's not far from me.
That area.
Far from me.
So yeah, I should. It's like for those of you that probably be thinking, why doesn't he know this? I don't. I've got too much stuff to do. And I leave all the organisation shit to my wife.
Okay. Alton Towers is in Staffordshire, which is nowhere near Middlesbrough because it's on the other side of the country.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's my wife confusing me then.
Well, I'll text you tomorrow and find out where you are.
I would pick Middlesbrough over Alton Towers.
Okay, Middlesbrough's only about an hour from me.
Right.
So
yeah, come down. I've got a cottage.
I might be able to. How long are you down there for?
Like 4 days.
Okay, I might be able to.
Flynn, it's much closer than where I fucking am now, mate. So shut up.
Yeah, I might be able to convince work to give me a job that way. We'll see. Russell,
I might be able to convince a local business to sign up
to phone. Yeah. No, so Russ has said that the Olympians have sent me a poisoned apple. All we need to make sure is Russ, the carrot. You are on carrot duty, Russ.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get to that because they did mention you to me, but they also had some questions for me as well, which was quite interesting. But yeah, I don't want this to become like a rider like this. You know, we don't.
No, definitely.
Finds it hilarious.
Yeah, no,
well, I don't mind this carrot, but please don't think you always need to get my kids sweets and stuff, right? Like, but it's very humbling and very nice. And thank you for the carrot, and thank you to the London Olympians for yesterday. But I'll get into that when we cover the game.
You are 100% right, Richard. Steve does not want to meet up. He fucking hates me. Like,
when did I say I'm back? This is use that line.
To convince you to go to Middlesbrough, you'll love it. It's near.
Yeah, probably. I don't know what I think. Those were two different answers I got from her. Alton Towers was earlier in the week, and Middlesbrough I think was sort of yesterday.
Mate, other side of the country, opposite sides of the country.
Yeah,
but it's like saying, yeah, but it's also like saying you could be going to Bristol or you could be going to Sussex.
Yeah, both south. South.
Right. Okay. So should we jump into the one very quick talking point that we got? They are pleased to announce head coach Mike Diesel is pleased to announce the fucking formation of the Plymouth Vanguard. What?
Hold on. Before you go into this Vanguard rant, which I think will last a while, Tebbs is contractually mandated prawn. So for those of you that don't know, I always bring like a bag of like 3 meal deals and some extra stuff for us to
people working with you
when we live stream games.
Yeah,
and just over time, every single time we have prawn cocktail, Tebbs was like, "Oh yeah, my favorite. Oh yeah, man." So it's the running joke now, but I get it every time for him. And there was one time where Tebbs arrived late.
Wooly Mike had eaten.
Yeah, Wooly Mike had eaten his prawn cocktail crisps. Brilliant. So I know that like this probably isn't that funny or interesting to anyone else watching this, but between us at Sport Tank, it was hilarious. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about.
A company in joke.
Yeah.
Right. So Middlesbrough and Alton Towers are close enough for BAFA divisional alignment.
Yeah, maybe I'll tap them up for some travel expenses.
I do love that. Yeah. What? Okay. So we've got the Plymouth Vanguard because that's exactly what we fucking needed. We needed another team in Devon. Like Torbay is already shit in the bed. Cornwall apparently is on the up if you speak to people from Cornwall, but the rest of the fucking league thinks they're just shithouse.
Plymouth. So okay, hear me out. Plymouth is more densely populated than any other area in the whole of the southwest, and they also have a uni ball team or a couple. Well, you've got Plymouth, the Blitz, and you've got Exeter not far away from there. So is it not a sensible idea or a more sensible idea?
Only if Torbay are thrown in the fucking towel, which we saw some walking, talking TED Talk fucking video from their GM like a month ago or some shit. Old
talking about
old fucking
cliche, wasn't it?
Tony Robbins giving me.
I get knocked down, but I get up again, and you're never going to keep me down.
Yeah, giving me motivational speaking.
As
he
walked
and talked to like he said it was around the field, but it just looked like it was around his backyard. Like, I got no idea.
No, he had the lockup behind him to show.
Yeah, mate,
that's honestly, a status symbol. That's a Div 2 status symbol.
It was a
joke. Lock up. There's stuff in there. It's valuable, so we got to lock it up.
Yeah. We don't use it because we fold games.
Protects it from the elements.
From the elements.
Those are valuable things that need to be protected from the elements.
It's like unless Torbay's thrown in the towel, and Cornwall's gone, right, we'll ship ours off to you as well. There's no fucking need for another.
I think Cornwall and Plymouth are about as far away from each other as Alton Towers and Middlesbrough, mate.
Well, it's something because Cornwall's real long.
Yeah, we can't pretend that like it's people are gonna.
Yeah, but where else is
one county team for the whole of Cornwall?
No, well, there is one county team for the whole.
There is small teams, and they had their own little division. They just fucking played each other.
Yeah, and we just fucking
popped out in the playoffs, right?
We don't have to deal with them. Yeah. There is one team for the whole fucking county of Cornwall. It's it's Cornwall. It's the Monarchs. But the thing is, Cornwall's a fucking retirement county, right? It's where the old people go. How many? Like you talk about Cornwall being like a massive county. How many fucking age? Well,
the demographics are definitely skewed there, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like you're like, oh, they're in a big catchment area. How many people are actively fucking looking to play adult contact American football in Cornwall? Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure all of them played for Cornwall, and they still were short on numbers. Like it's just.
So Nathan saying there that it's a big Navy base there. I knew of that. I don't think it's good. It's not good to rely.
Because we've seen historically the massive influx of Americans does real well for these teams.
Well, it depends, right? So like the reason I'm from Portsmouth is because my dad was in the Navy, but I wasn't. So I lived in Portsmouth and I played sport locally and stuff. My dad couldn't because he was always out. So it doesn't, just because the service person that brought them to that area is there doesn't mean the kids can't play or, so
but it does mean the kids can't play adult because the kids.
They could be adult children, right? Like I was an adult child. Or an adult before I left.
I was going to say you just a man. What are you, a man child? Like you're an adult child. What does that mean?
It's you've got a lot of. It's not just the servicemen; it's the families that will go there as well. Right?
It just feels like someone's looked at it and gone, I want to play American football. I don't want to play for Torbay. Let's start our own team with hookers and blackjack.
Oh, it's classic. Let's start our own team stuff. But I think there's a little bit more to it than I think the fact that they've got such dense population there and they've got a uniball team that they hopefully they're saddling up to, and they're trading coaches or whatever. I get it though. Like it's we've had teams from the southwest this year sort of scrape through.
Well, the thing is, he's been associated with the Sharks, the Wyverns, and the Trojans anyway. So he has walked away from the Trojans because if I'm reading it in chronological order, the most recent team he's been affiliated with, the head coach, is Torbay. So he's walked away from Torbay, the shitstorm that they've got, and he's gone, fuck it.
Started his own.
We'll start our own.
It's been part of a new thing. Yeah, you don't know who started it.
Richard, we'd assume they would be associate.
Oh, they have to be, yeah.
I don't think
and they haven't even announced that. So like the associate, I think the associate process is closed for intake until next season because they announced the associate teams, I think, about a month or so ago. I could be wrong in that, but I remember seeing a number of posts of teams being proud to be accepted into the associate process. So I think they've got a long road ahead of them. To announce a team right now, probably not the best of ideas because you've now got to keep a group of people excited, involved. I don't know if they're training or whatever, but they won't realistically be able to play any games to contribute to. If they do get into
the promotion status
next year,
I would say probably 2025 at least.
That's if they get associate, right? So they've got to try. Like if they get in the associate for next year, then they could play games next year as part of that. But if not, they're looking 2025, and they just do like scrimmages or stuff between now and then. That's a long slog that they're facing. So we'll see. I'm staying out of this conversation. Let's just say there are multiple reasons why people don't want to run their own team.
Why people want to run their own team down that way. So in other words, Rachel's saying that there's a lot of fucking handbags at 10 paces happening down in the Devon region, causing people to fuck it. I'll start my own team.
Yeah.
But But hopefully we don't have to fucking worry about them for a couple of years because I'll have some material to have a whinge about them then.
Ian's saying development is before associate. I didn't know there was a development process. I just knew it was associate. Is there an actual defined development stage before that? Then I've only ever heard associate, and then you're in. So yeah.
So Russ has mentioned the Southwest Div does need another team if Torbay doesn't enter next season.
Yeah.
Well, it just depends on what the fuck's happening with them, and they'll probably get straight into the league if they agree to play in NFC Scotland.
Yeah. And then Niven here said about
the Heathrow Hurricanes being in the same boat.
No,
I think they were accepted.
The Hurricanes are associate. They're the team that
accepted.
I was referring to, actually. They're the team that announced that they successfully have been entered as an associate.
Which I couldn't give a shit about another London team because there's so many fucking players in London.
Yeah, it's densely populated, no problem.
But it's not just densely populated, it's densely populated with football players.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just densely populated. There is a lot of football players in London. So,
yeah.
Right, should we jump into the games?
Yeah, is there anything else?
Nah. Fuck him.
Right, go on
then. Well, where do you want to start?
We'll start with Div 1. Let's just read this from Nick. There's prerequisites to obtain associate status. Then you have to play 3 home and 2 away games monitored by BAFA associate assessors. If they're satisfied, you're in. So they're in this prerequisite stage, right? That's where they are. It's an official.
If there's a team in my hometown, it sounds nice compared to 90 minutes to Cornwall, 60 minutes to Torbay, and nearly 2 hours to Somerset. Means not having to leave at 9 a.m. We're not here to fucking cater to you, Nathan. Right? Yeah. If you don't like it, move somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe you move. How about that?
Yeah. So Div 1 wildcard game. First up, Bournemouth Bobcats 13, London Blitzby 7. The Pissin parade has ended. The Blitzby could not get promoted, but also can't prevent other teams from getting promoted anymore.
Yeah.
Because the Bobcats gravy train goes on.
Yes. I wanted Tebs to say something, and he has.
Bobcats versus Blitz was an amazing game. Blitz seemed to be picking up steam, but Bobcats just had some great plays. Kicks of 82. Okay, so I'm assuming, so Harrison Cooper's had some absolute piss missiles to pin the Blitz deep, but it was tight right up until the end.
And less than a single score.
Big ups to Sam Chance.
Final score line. Different.
So three touchdowns three total touchdowns in the entire game. Big up to Sam Chance. He was responsible for all 3.
Oh, was it a pick 6?
It was a pick 6.
In a way, I'm pleased, right? Obviously, I don't like it that it's Sam Chance, so let's get away from that. But that's a shout out for the Bournemouth Bobcats defense.
Yeah,
and I've been singing their praises a while now. Or I've been noticing them a lot more recently. I would say that's a better way of saying it. I don't think at the beginning of the season I sort of knew much about them.
I was going to say I haven't heard you sing
their praises
in the
flesh, and I've seen what. Then they're dominant, right? So I'm actually quite pleased that to hear that the points didn't come from the defensive side of the ball.
So Wooly, so Wooly couldn't fucking stream the game, but he could just get up. He could get there to turn up and speak to Sam.
He could have. You don't have to chat in person. He probably messaged him.
Oh. I just want to take a shot. I'm just taking a shot. I'm just getting at him for hanging Tebs out to dry, just because car trouble.
Damn Sports Tank MVP for Div 1, don't I? Like I don't even. That's Tebs' job. He picks. Maybe in a few Messenjet. Thanks. Messenjet. Messenget. That is.
No. Well, it's make sure you get the messen.
Oz.
Yeah, Oz gets the messing. Charles Turland with another pick for the I don't know who Charles plays for.
This is the line. This is my.
Oh, is this your mate? Like your favorite?
Not my mate. No, dude, but I love him.
You don't know him.
He's just a linebacker that picks off balls. That's what he is, and he returns them.
And he just goes.
It sounds like it wasn't a pick six, but so what? Playoff ball.
Maybe he's still gassed. Maybe he's still gassed from the other two that he had.
Yeah, so he just took a knee. He was like, "Fuck this."
He's like, "Fuck this! I'm not doing it again."
Oh, I got the stat, bollocks. I'll give him 2 touchdowns. Ain't another one?
Yeah. So we've got Tibbs has given the game game to 82. Made a great catch for.
Yeah, he's a receiver kicker. He's ex Portsmouth Destroyer, or could be current. I don't know. He wears Portsmouth Destroyer pants.
So Woolley said 46 for MVP.
Oh, he did take a knee.
He was right,
so it was probably right at the end of the game then that he did that.
Yeah, it wasn't a pick six because he followed instructions and took a knee. Because
good lad.
He could have run it in. He could have gone 3 for 3.
Yeah, he spared the Blitzby blushes. Did what his coach told him.
He thought about adding another fucking notch to the bedpost of another team that he's just fully fucked, and just decided against it.
Yeah, that's good. Good discipline.
Yeah, so well done to the Bournemouth. They move on, and they will face Norwich.
Yeah, so we'll get into next week's games after we've looked back at yesterday's. Let's talk about how did that go on our picks. I think
both picked Bournemouth.
We both did. Okay.
Yeah, we both had Bournemouth.
Yeah, some of the picks I'm not sure about.
Yeah. Sorry, me and you both had Bournemouth. Tibbs had the Blitz. I forgot that we had Tibbs' picks on here as well.
I don't know what he's doing, does he?
Don't know what he's doing. He's on crack.
He only picked the Blitz so they didn't lob him off the roof when he was doing his live streaming.
Exactly. He didn't have Wooly Mike to protect him.
The hostile Blitz B crowd.
So the Bobcats have put up a fundraiser for travel to Norwich.
Yes, I saw that.
Yep. I think it's a big fucking journey.
And it seems I don't know if this is like, can someone tell me is this like run of the mill for playoffs? I feel like we're seeing more, as we said the other week, we're seeing more injuries, more horrific injuries.
Yeah, but I feel like
GoFundMe's,
but I feel like GoFundMe is becoming more prevalent in society, like in general. Like I see GoFundMe's for fucking everything now, but sort of 2-3 years ago, I never used to see them at all.
Right. Okay.
But now it feels like they're more prevalent and they're more sort of tied into our society. But yeah, definitely in terms of travel and stuff, because people see that they work.
Yeah.
It's the thing.
Of course they work. Like the amount of money that have been raised it's good. But then the other, like, I also feel, you guys know how I feel about that. I feel like BAFA should be helping.
Oh, BAFA should be fucking footing the bill. It shouldn't be helping. Yeah. BAFA should be footing the bill.
Yeah,
the thing is, the way that I see it, and this is probably very naive of me, but I feel like BAFA should have a fucking contract with a coach company.
Yeah,
that when playoff comes around and they see the playoff matchups, they can then contact the coach company and go, look, we need you to take this team to this fucking district, and they pay for it. That's how I believe it should be.
And then there's also the I don't know if it's a counter argument. It's part of the same thing where what about the costs incurred from a home team? Now, I feel like every home team should endeavor to have revenue streams at their home games, like stuff that people are paying for and giving money to the club. But it seems like that's not the case with most teams. So I think it should be something that BAFA help out with, contribute to, or even cover. I haven't really got. I feel like I've softened, or I feel like I've started to be one round to this. We need to help the home teams as well because it's unexpected expenditure for them. East Kent Mavericks have got a GoFundMe, for example, and they can only have home games in the playoffs up until the final, right? So,
it's so next.
Oh yeah, that's
it's a fucking joke.
400 miles in
400 miles,
600 mile long country.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's an absolute joke. And the travel subsidy is fuck all.
Yeah,
it's absolutely fuck all. So that's literally what David's just said. So if you dig into the travel subsidy, it's laughable. They won't confirm any amount you give it until about November, and that can be as minimal as £200. Yeah, a coach quote that we got made it to Somerset was
that's what we're seeing on all of these GoFundMe's. They're obviously
and that's what Richard says as well. It's trying to book coaches last minute as well. Yeah. This is why I say that BAFA should have a standing contract with the coach company.
You'd probably find that those journey if you book in bulk, you'll probably find that you'll get better discounts for them anyway, so they'll pay less why than what the teams would.
They should have one on retainer that says, look, at this point in time, when playoffs roll around, we will have teams that need to travel.
Yeah.
We will need coaches to go X to here. Because the thing is, it's not just for the men's senior game. This would have benefited the fucking women's, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
For the national body needs to step up and realize that if you're going to play if you're going to have the possibility of playoffs traveling 3/4 of the 600-mile country, you need to pull your fucking finger out.
Yeah.
And do something to support these organizations. The other part is
this bureaucracy element. Like, don't make it difficult to make that application for that money and all that. Like, it's just got to be a little bit better. But good to see here. I just saw one of the Norwich players. Ian said he's actually put money into
the Bournemouth GoFundMe.
Really nice gesture. Like, good for you, Ian.
I saw the same thing. I saw the same thing from the Highland Chester. I saw that it had been Highland guys that had donated to the Chester one as well.
Yeah, awesome.
Dan says it's all based on BAFA acting logically. Yeah, no, they're a bunch of useless cunts. And yeah, David said
the BAFA chairman.
Oh, yes. Fucking now.
Well, chair. They got rid of any gender language because Nicole is a female chair, not a chairwoman. So or chairman. She was getting called chairman. Didn't like it.
Wow. Diddums. Fucking did it. I don't like being labelled. Well, I don't like having to fucking see teams put GoFundMe's up so they can travel the country to play football. Which one of these is actually an issue?
I thought you were expecting.
BAFA to have forward thinking and common sense. And then Sam says, like I mentioned, BAFA should look into having a relationship with coach company for postseason, but also could offer the same to teams in regular season for a slightly bit of. That's the thing. Like this coach country,
this coach throughout the season, isn't there?
100%.
Help with
100%. There's so many things that this could help with if they had this fucking running relationship, but it would require them to actually pull their finger out and do something that benefits the sport that doesn't have to do with fucking flag being in the Olympics or a fucking pizza party. Right. The other semi-final, London Olympians 24, Rushmore Knights 21. You failed me, Rushmore. You failed me. I said, you just need to be above average. That's all you need. You just need to be above average.
Look at this Bournemouth. Have you seen what Bournemouth have put here?
Yeah, first two quotes been 4,500 and 3,800.
What the
absolute
I don't ever remember. Not that I've ever been book coaches, but is this like a recent thing where they're just so expensive?
So I was tasked with booking a coach from Leeds to Southampton for a work Christmas party. And we had a coach that was fitting 10 of us. So it wasn't like a full-on coach. It was like a mini bus, but slightly bigger because I didn't want to fucking travel 300 miles on a minibus. And we were quoted 1,600 quid for 10 people to go Leeds to Southampton and then back the next day.
Oh, man.
So
that's crazy.
Like, and then I can't imagine what the fuck it would be for a larger bus.
Well, it's going to need $4.5 grand.
4.5 grand, 3,800. So
Jesus,
it's just so. So fuel cost and changes in fleet insurance has gone haywire on the quotes. Moving away, sorry, Bournemouth. I hate to cut your moment short, but there are other games.
Olympians.
I asked Rushmore to be slightly better than average. That's all I asked. That's all they had to do. They had to be slightly better.
This was a good game. Did you watch it?
No, they were slightly worse than average because the Olympians are average. The Olympians.
The league changed in this game about 4 times.
If they were slightly better than average, they would have won. Because the Olympians
because you don't like the O's.
The O's are average.
They're bang average.
They're bang average.
So I had to deal with not the rough because people know that I like the O's and I've been advocating for them. people saying, why doesn't Oz like us? Why does he keep calling us bang average? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think you are. And they were like, yeah, I know. But then one of the lads come up to me, and I think it was after the game. Yeah, it was. One of their lads come up to me and said, like, how come you backed the Knights? You picked for the Knights when all season you've been like singing our praises. I was like, oh yeah, I used to play for the Knights. So that was it. Like, yeah, but at the same time, like, that sort of somewhat vindicated in that selection, I feel like, because it wasn't this blowout that I think some people were expecting. The Knights played some really good football.
I think
the Olympians were better than a 3-point difference. I must say that. But it was such a good game. I loved it.
Well, I'm gonna have to be very I'm gonna be very mindful next season whether I pick Rushmore to win games again. I'm just disappointed. The two times I backed them, they fucking lost.
Yeah.
But it's just I don't hate the Olympians. What I hate is everybody, like, at the start of the season, there was this whole thing around the Olympians about how they'd just been relegated. They were the Prem team that had just come down, and they were just going to bounce straight back up because they were so much better than everybody else in Div 1.
Yeah.
No,
I had that opinion.
Yeah, no, they're not. Yeah. They're not so much better than everybody else in Div 1. They are an average Div 1 team.
They're not. No. Do you know what the word average means? Have you heard of the word average?
I do. They were 3 points better than the third seed. They're the 3 points better than the third seed, right? That was in the cross division. They're right in the fucking middle.
And there was hardly anything between the third and the second seed. But
they're right in the middle.
And the Knights, right?
Right in the middle.
Hardly anything between.
Bournemouth would have beaten the Olympians.
Oh, okay.
Bournemouth would have beaten the Olympians.
But you said the Knights would have beaten the Olympians as well.
Yeah, and they were wrong.
Well, so
I also said the Blitz. I also said the Blitz would beat the Olympians, and they did.
Yeah.
And then Blitz lost to Bournemouth.
Oh no, don't play this game. We're not doing that.
The Blitville Triangle.
Yeah.
No,
why should we bother playing then?
I don't think they're bad. I don't think the Olympians are bad. I just think they are middle of the pack.
No. Oh, yeah, they're not. They're not. If you look at all Div 1 teams, all of them, rank them.
So in that division, there's 12. There's 12. No, so there's 12
right near the top.
No, so there's 12. There's 12 Div 1 teams, right? If we look at the playoff bracket in the South, 12 Div 1 teams in the South.
No, let's look nationally.
No, I'm looking at the South to begin with.
You didn't say they're bang average of Div 1 South. You said they're a bang average Div 1 team. If you're looking at Div 1, it's the whole of Div 1. It's like 30 teams.
Oh, I reckon they'd lose to Scunthorpe.
But that doesn't mean they're average. Regardless, you can't tell me that you think they're right in the middle of that pack of 30 teams.
So looking at the 12 to start with for the South, right?
They're still in the top half.
Barely. Because they beat Rushmore. Rushmore's the one below them at 6. Rushmore's at 6.
I don't get how you can say this about.
So I'd have Norwich above them. I'd have Hertfordshire above them.
Norwich are going to cheat code their way to a Britball ring.
Norwich, Bournemouth,
Hertfordshire. They're taking on the classic unsustainable model. Get the Yanks in, get the mercenaries in. Play amazingly, and then it will be great for a couple of years, and then it will all crumble when they go. That's Norwich's. That's what they've signed up to, I think.
And this is so. Ian says the Olympians were playing Prem ball a few years ago. Aren't that average? They got the shit kicked out of them in the Prem. They got the absolute fucking shit kicked. They were not a Prem quality team. They're down in.
I said this to you. I played them last year in the Prem,
and that's the other thing.
And they were good. They were a good team.
No, they weren't.
And I saw that again yesterday.
No, they weren't a good team.
How can you fucking say that?
They got the shit kicked out of them. They were absolutely pantsed every single fucking game they played. They were so clearly outclassed and out of their depth in the Prem.
I don't think they were.
Oh, really? So why did they fucking why didn't they finish top of their division in Div 1? Why did they lose?
They forfeited 2 games. So if they'd have played those games, they'd have won both of them.
Like if they were that class and that far above everybody else and should be back in the Prem, why are they currently fighting in the fucking wild card week and in the quarterfinals?
But I can tell you why it isn't. It isn't because they're bang average.
They are bang average.
No, it's not.
They lost to the Blitz, who didn't even make playoffs.
Blitz B.
I'm staring at them. Sorry, the Blitz B. Yeah, they did. They did.
They lost yesterday. Yeah. They got further than the Blitz B, who did make playoffs.
But they lost to the Blitz B. And that's the thing. I think
who's playing this Sunday? Oh yeah, the O's are, and who's going to be watching the live stream from home? Oh, the Blitz B, right? So
yeah.
So you can't tell me now that
they got the unlucky matchup. If the Blitz B, if Blitz B or Bournemouth, had gotten Rushmore, they would have won.
Okay. All right. We'll see. I just think I think you just
Dan. No, they can't.
A little bit harsh.
They can't go.
I think you're not giving them the credit they deserve.
No, because
maybe I've got a higher opinion of them. That's
because you're saying the credit that they deserve is they should be crowned as like this fucking close to a Prem team, and they're not.
Well, don't call them bang average then.
They are bang average.
That's the problem. Is the verbiage? It's the label you're putting on them. They are not a bang average team. I've played against both teams. Cheetah's defense is better.
Played against those teams this year. We saw two sides. One that was well drilled and schemed. The other one seemed to get a little bit lost on the field. On their day, they're a strong team, high Div 1. That's not Prem. On an off day, I'd say average.
So what?
After playing against both teams, Cheetah's defense is better and we'll pick the O's if he throws like he did yesterday. O's O-line and running backs will cause them problems. O's, it's just...
Stop sitting on the fence.
Tell us how you really feel. Olympians at home are decent. Olympians away. Oh, well, at least they get to play. At least they get to play Hertfordshire at home. Right. Yeah. Moving on. Scunthorpe. The other div. Yeah, I know. That's what.
Shit. Are we only on the third game?
Yes.
Fuck. Right. Let's stop your
shit.
I do want to say before we move on. Oh God. I do want to shout out to the O's as an organisation. The hospitality, they're such a friendly, lovely group of people. I had loads of good conversations from lots of people just wanting to say thank you for what we do, what we've done for them, but also people wanting to get in depth with some of the stuff that we talk about on the rundown. I had a great time yesterday. Me and Kwame did, and looking forward to coming back again next season to do some more live streaming with you guys. It was awesome. So I just want to point that out. They were fantastic hosts, What a great club. If you're looking for a club to join and you live in the area,
and you
don't go a lot worse than the London Olympians. Yeah, head off to the Warriors. No, you can do a lot worse than the London Olympians, man. Like, they got a lot of great people there.
Yeah, called the Wembley Stallions.
They're lovely sideline. It was really good.
Div 1 North. We saw Scunthorpe 24, Glasgow 13.
Yeah, we predicted the alphas. I think
we did.
I think the majority of people were going for the alphas in this game.
Yeah.
And I think between this game and the next one, which we're going to go to, it perhaps shows that the Scottish teams and the Scottish leagues aren't as strong.
So that was what I wanted to touch on.
Is that what we're saying?
That was what I wanted.
I don't want to upset our Scottish brothers, but
are
any of you going to the quarters?
I wanted to say the fucking Wolves, they're going to the semis.
They're going to the semis in the Prem.
Yeah. No, what I wanted to touch on is I think it's of detriment to Glasgow and Highland the fact that the rest of their division was so fucking woeful.
Yes, yeah.
That the rest of their division was like Dunfermline was shithouse. Aberdeen was folding fucking games. Clyde Valley, everybody was like, "Oh, Clyde Valley's in third." Clyde Valley was fucking wank. It was just the fact that everybody below them was even more wank. Like it's Glasgow and Highland. The only competition they had all fucking year was against each other. That was the only time they actually got tested, and then they've got to go to the playoffs and play against. It's rough.
I know. We haven't got to the game, so let's focus on the Glasgow Alphas game, Glasgow Scunthorpe game. I think that score's about what I was expecting. I don't think that's a shock result.
No, so we all picked Scunthorpe.
Right.
And I think it's huge for Scunthorpe as well, because you think about it, they were associate, 2 years ago?
Oh, man. They're like a beautiful, like feel-good story in Brooklyn, right? Like,
and then because they made playoffs again, like they made playoffs last year, and they made a run, and they're making another run this year. Man. They've got another run this year, but they've got
maybe that's where I'm going. Maybe I'm going to Scunthorpe. Am I going to Scunthorpe?
I hope not, mate. The team is great, but the fucking town as a whole, it's just it's a shit little town. I do need to point out Tibbs was the only one who picked the Olympians. Me and you picked Rushmore. Wow. It's just it's
and like I said, I got collared about that. They were like, "You backed us all year, now you're not." And I was like, "I was a knight," and they were like, "Oh, that's cool." They accepted it. We've made up peace.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Scunthorpe going into Nottingham. Sorry, Washington.
Wait, we're not talking about that yet.
Yeah. So correct, Oz. Problem is the Scots team can't improve because you only get better by playing better teams.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And the thing is, like for Scotland, these teams keep fucking folding. Remember, we used to have Dumfries. Remember that was a thing. We used to have the West Coast Trojans. That was a
Dumfries
fucking thing.
Hunters. Yeah.
Teams keep popping up and folding left, right, and center. So it's just there's no competition for them. They've got it's Glasgow. The promotion of East Kilbride hurt NFC Scotland. Because if you'd had East Kilbride in there with Glasgow and Highland, that would have been a much more competitive fucking division. East Kilbride, I think, would have probably run over them.
Of course, because
they got promoted last year.
They're a Prem team, aren't they? Yeah.
They got promoted last year.
I
think the way that if we look at how East Kilbride has performed in the Prem, I think they would have run over Highland and Glasgow in both of the games. But it would have been they would have taken more away from just getting, fucking 50 burgers every week against Aberdeen.
Fucking some competition. Something to strive
for. The fall of Inverclyde has really hurt as well, because the Goliaths used to be a decent team, and
they pulled out a couple of decent results towards the end of the season.
That's the thing. They got their shit together at the end, and I wonder why. What the fuck happened?
Americans.
What is with these teams in blue named after giant fucking creatures pulling their finger out at the end?
Yeah. The Goliaths and the Giants.
Oh, just don't understand.
Sheffield Giants had a great end to the season.
But then looking at the other NFC, so we tie in together. Chester Romans 24, Highland Stags 6.
Yeah, so Tebs has said, who did you have for that game? We both picked Highland.
We both picked Highland.
I imagine Tebs picked the Romans, did he?
He did pick the Romans. That's why he's chatting shit about it.
You're a prick.
You also picked the Gladiators, you fuck.
Yeah. We'll get to that. But yeah, like I said, I see this as a surprising result. I was fairly comfortable in how I felt about my prediction, right? And I know we didn't know anything because we don't see them clash.
No.
But I think all signs, like the Romans hadn't had a massively dominant season, and the Stags had, and so you think they've got the confidence.
And not just that,
fucking travel.
That was it. That was that. I think I played too much into
mess. So that's good.
You're frozen.
Am I?
Yeah.
Ah, shit. You look frozen to me.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. We're back in the room.
Yeah, I think I put too much stock in the travel element. Like I thought that because Chester was running a GoFundMe, and before everybody gets fucking up in arms, about the Romans GoFundMe, because they couldn't afford a coach.
Oh, I saw this.
They've repurposed the money and did it into team shares.
Oh, fucking what?
Exactly.
The money was to get them to the fucking...
And it got them there. Amazing.
I know where I saw it. It was on Gridiron Memes. I saw it. There was a thread on there. Is that where you saw it as well?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I know you're in many group chats and fantasy football leagues and stuff. But
got fingers in many pies.
and I was just like, well, like,
as long as they get to the fucking game, they're raising money to get to the game.
I don't get it. Yeah,
like it is an expensive drive. Like I talk about this, how I'm driving all around the fucking country up in Scotland and everything like that. Work pays for my petrol, right?
Yeah.
Work pays for my car. They pay for my insurance. They pay for my petrol. I would shit the bed if I had to pay to do all of the travel that I had to do. Like, it is not fucking cheap to drive from the north of England to to Scotland, let alone the fucking Highlands.
I think another thing to take into account is like a coach ride is a luxurious experience for everyone, right?
But it takes 10 fucking hours.
Like, it's not that's their preference would have been to get a coach.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They wouldn't have wanted, you wouldn't, as a coach, as a head coach, let's say, use that phrase. You don't want X number of your players fatiguing themselves with a drive up to the game, right? Like, you'd rather have every single player not fatiguing themselves, sat on the coach, talking to each other, having a bit of a laugh, rather than everyone split out amongst cars. So you can guarantee it wasn't their first choice, but it was them saying, "Fuck it, we're going to get it done."
And that's the other thing. Hotel
with a hotel, course.
You need the hotel because there's no fucking way you're doing a fucking 8-hour drive, playing a game and then driving home. Like it's that's the thing. Nick mentioned planned our journey from Scunthorpe to Highland last year. Glasgow was halfway. Chester to Inverness is no joke. So no, it's good on you, Chester. Fucking like the thing is, they obviously traveled well. They obviously traveled well. And convincingly, they win and won convincingly. I'm heartbroken. I am so sad to see Highlands season end here, but at the same time, I didn't think they would get and this is fucking lynch me if you want, my Scottish brothers. I did not think they were going to go the whole way. I thought it was too early.
That was my next bit. I was like, what the biggest loss for me is that Baffa's headache is spared in terms of figuring out a realignment with Inverness in the Prem, right?
I never thought I love.
Come on, you fuckers!
I love the Stags, but I did not think they were going the whole way. I thought they would fall at the Nottingham-Northumberland hurdle. Essentially, I thought that the gap between Northumberland and Nottingham would be too big for them to overcome. But I'm really excited to see what happens for them to build on for next season, because they've had a great fucking season.
All they've done is build. They just get better and better, that organisation.
But at the same time, I want to make sure that Chester gets their flowers to travel that way.
Yeah,
right. And to put on that sort of performance, like that is a 24-6. That is a convincing fucking win.
Yeah,
like huge. Well done, Chester. On the road, when it counts. Fucking pulling it out, and now Chester goes to Northumberland, so it's a little bit fucking closer.
Yeah.
So right, let's move on to Div 2.
I think so. Portsmouth Dreadnoughts 17,
Colchester
Gladiators 0, and I just
big fucking nil choir.
I said to Oz, we try not to talk too much about the games before we go live, so that we don't I don't know, run out of air. But one thing I said to him was like, that game, I think people could have realistically predicted the Colchester Gladiators win. Colchester could have won that game and no one would have batted an eyelid. Like, it was that close. So for Portsmouth, I think this is a statement win. That's what I'm saying. 17 points to nothing. They shut Colchester out, and I just can't believe that that's happened. I back Portsmouth. I think they're awesome, as I think people know. I just wasn't expecting this result.
This entire, as we mentioned very, very briefly before we went on air, this entire weekend of football, no game was an overwhelming favorite. There was favorites, but if you looked at each of the matchups, you could look at it and go, you know what? I can see a path to victory for X team.
Mm.
Like you could draw it up, and it's just shown that we had some really fucking close games, and even 17-0, right? We have seen 17-point turnarounds in a quarter in Britball this season. Season, we've seen teams turn around 17-point. Even Swindon versus Hereford. Like you could write a story for how they beat Hereford. So it was 7-0 at halftime, very, very tight, fair play. They were able to grind that extra push. So it's huge. It was very, very close. And Colchester, I think, will come away from the season. I wouldn't say they'll be happy with the season, because I felt like they were in a weak division.
Mm.
Like and they had remember they had the back-to-back draws early in the year. They had the draw where they scored no fucking points, but they shut out their opponent. Like, we literally had a game where no points were scored whatsoever. I think if I'm Colchester, I'm coming away from it and I'm feeling underwhelmed by how my season went.
Right. Okay.
Portsmouth, the march continues. So Josh is going to say the better team won that game. Oh, that's the thing. We're talking about there's favorites, but at the same time, there was no, like, if you went to a bookie, there's no fucking overwhelming favorite where you'd have to, spend 1,000 to make 1,100 sort of thing. Like, there was nothing like that. Portsmouth, the march on continues.
Okay.
No, not 1,000 to 1. It'd be like fucking. I don't know how odds work, but 1 to 10.
Yeah, I know, and I just told you how they work, and you
one over 10. 1 over 10. No, because 1,000 to 1. 1,000 to 1 is not bet 1,000 get 1,100.
You stake £1 and you win 1,000.
No, that's 1 over 1,000, not 1,000 over 1. Yeah, you want the big number, and then if the first number is bigger than the second number,
typing away right now.
Cool.
We'll just wait.
They can.
15, 20 seconds.
They can. But if the first number is bigger than the second number, you make money. It's like more money than you want, essentially. There we go. £1. Yeah, there we go.
That's what I said. 1,000 to 1.
No, but £1 on 1,000 to 1 wins you £1,001. That's a £1.
That's what I fucking said.
No, but I said if you stake £1,000 and you win 1,100.
What? Did you?
I'm talking about overwhelming favorites. Is where you stake 1,000 and you only win 1,100.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right, yeah.
Open your fucking ears.
You open yours.
Right, moving on. Hereford 30, Swindon 14.
Yeah,
this was the only game. Like, and Tebs mentioned it. This was the only game that I looked at and I said, like, like, Swindon could win. You could write a story for it, but Hereford should. Like, I felt like Hereford were.
I think we both went for Hereford and Tebs.
That was the only game apart from the Alphas game where all three of us picked the same person.
Oh, right.
The same team.
Is that so? Yeah.
Alphas and Stampede were the only game we all picked the same.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Tebs picked the Gladiators and we picked the Dreadnoughts. So fuck him. Hereford moves on. And they continue their dominating season in a piss poor division, and they make their way into the next round. Gateshead Senators, Wakefield District Raiders. Senators 28, Raiders 23. I saw this was a late comeback. This was a late comeback.
At one point, yeah. Wakefield were in the lead as well, right at the end, and then so like you got the result that you predicted.
God damn, I did.
My dreams were crushed. Fair play. I think, I think I said when he did the predictions, like, Wakefield are definitely the underdogs, but I'm backing the underdogs, right? Like,
if we'd looked at this game,
right team won, if you like.
Yeah, but so that's the thing. Pre-season, you would not have picked these two teams to play in the playoffs and come out with such a closely fought result.
Yeah, and I think it reflects poorly on Gateshead in general.
100%.
They just haven't been as dominant as what I think you and I both expected. But obviously the Raiders are like,
they're into
they've overachieved, right? They've had a great season. They got into the playoffs. They missed out going to the quarterfinals by just a single score, right? 6.
But at the same time, I kind of feel like they didn't fucking belong. Like, that's the other thing. We can sit there and say, oh, it's great. They just missed out by, just a late touchdown is what knocked them out. But are we really saying that 4-3-1 is deserving of playoffs?
No, we're not. But that's a different matter, right? Like, it's not their fault. You can't pin it on them that their performance qualified them for the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's the structure, unfortunately. Yeah. I don't think any third place team should have been in the playoffs. and we had that from 2 teams from Div 1, 2 teams from Div 2 that were third place got through. And I don't believe that should have happened. But
if you look at it, the third place teams
all got knocked out, did they?
Blitzby was third place, they lost. Rushmore was third place, they lost.
Yeah. Lee Miners must be the other one.
Lee Miners was third place in Wakefield District, so all the third place teams lost.
So yeah,
you can be safe in that sort of statement. And that was the other game. Staffordshire Surge 27, Lee 16.
No, killer in it. It's right where it hurts the most. Lee Miners going out, but you know they're a great club.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Like that game is closer than I thought it would be.
Yes,
and I mean Tibbs picked the Miners.
They're another overachieving, heads held high. Be proud of what you've done this season. Like that's awesome what they've achieved so well. And yeah, the Surge beat them, and good on the Surge. It's good to see the Surge progress. But yeah, Lee Miners are another good story in Britball. I think like another good they should all be celebrating at their end of season awards night. You know, like slapping each other on the back and stuff.
So Surge outsmarted Lee, drew them in with the run and went to the air. Lee lost their head and we took advantage. 84 tanking again. So Ryan says that Surge showed their class and gathered their lead in Q2 apparently. Well, Ryan won't know because he only ever provides updates from the first quarter and then he fucks off. Tibbs has no regrets. He's got no regrets. He should because he made 8 picks and he only got 3 right.
Right?
Yeah, Tibbs, you went 3
good ones right though, didn't he? Like annoying.
3 Olympians, Alphas, and Stampede. So Alphas and Stampede were, they were the only 2 unanimous picks. Alphas and Stampede.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I thought he got the Blitz B right. Of course, that was wrong, wasn't it? Yeah,
that was wrong. Yeah, the only one he picked.
Oh, he got Chester. He got Chester.
Oh, he did get the Rome. Oh shit! I whoops. I let my heart get ahead of my head. Sorry. So he went 4. He went a proper 500. Tibbs went a proper 500.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, Stampede, Romans, Alphas, Olympians. I went 6 and 2. You went 5 and 3.
Oh, did I win?
No, you went 5 and 3.
Oh, 6 and 2. Bollocks.
Yes. Tibbs fights needs to go with a lot of regrets that he just went. Oh, he's catching strays.
Right, let's move on. Let's try and get this done in 90 minutes. We should have done it in 30 minutes.
Predictions.
We're at the hour mark now.
Let's go. Predictions.
Yeah, that shouldn't take too long, actually. I don't know. Some of these games I'm worried about. Right, go on.
All right. Div 1 quarterfinals. Norwich Devils, Bournemouth Bobcats.
I believe the Norwich Devils. Let me put it this way: my heart says the Bobcats, but my head says the Devils because of the imports, the Yanks.
Tibbs, do you want to do write-ins, Tibbs? Tibbs is too busy trying to fight in the comments because he caught a huge stray. Oh, have I lost you? Steve. Oh, you froze for a second. You're back.
Oh, did I? Devils.
Right, Tibbs is taking the Devils. Who are you taking?
Devils. I don't know how many times I've got to say it.
Yeah, well, Devils. That's going to be all 3 of us. I'm taking the Devils as well. I picked Norwich.
Oh, are you? Oh, that surprises me.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love Sam Chance, but the Devils are my fucking promotion team.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I love me some Norwich. Norwich. Right.
I think this next one I need to abscond from.
No, Hertfordshire.
Honestly, I since yesterday when I was shutting down.
Oh, Sam, don't be like that. Don't be like that, Sam. You know we love you.
Well, it's gonna be clipped and memed. The Bobcats are good for a meme.
Oh yeah, so, for sure. But the thing is, right, the Bobcats live and die by Sam, as they just proved in the last game. Like Sam scored all 3 touchdowns, and the game was only a 1 touchdown difference. So, if the Devils,
I find this game really hard to call cheaters Olympians. Like,
I don't cheaters all day.
And this is since like it's been in my mind constantly since yesterday, since the game finished, and I was like, oh, who do I pick, man? Yeah, I don't want to give an opinion.
I don't care. Give an opinion.
No, what do you mean? I don't need to listen to you.
No, you don't. But you're getting shit from Micah as well.
Yeah.
Fun fact: we had your O's Rushmore stream on during practice. Changed our scout from Rushmore to the O's once they went ahead. Tibbs has taken the Cheetahs.
So yeah, I think I'll go I think I'll go Cheetahs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to pick either.
If you don't want to, pick the O's.
I back the I've seen the Cheetahs play. I've seen the O's play. I really like the Cheetahs. I think they're solid, man. But I do think that this is a great fixture. Let me just point that out.
I hope the Cheetahs kick the living shit out.
Everyone's picking Cheetahs, aren't they? I'm picking O's then.
There we go. That's what we wanted. I can't believe it took so fucking long to get there.
Full rank. I don't think that'll work with Oz. I'll get just a fuck you, and then he'll go.
Yeah. And then Steve will be doing the rundown on his own.
Yes. Mate, I don't know if I should.
Mate, it's already in. It's in the doc. I'm not changing it. You've said Olympians. I'm not changing it. Moving on. That is Nottingham Caesars, Scunthorpe words. Nottingham Caesars, Scunthorpe Alphas.
Fucking again. I think this is. I think unfortunately this is where the Alphas come unstuck.
I think so as well. I think
Caesars, yeah.
I think
the Caesars have been massively dominant. They're at home, so I'll back them.
I think there is a little bit of a golfing class.
Love to both teams again here. You know, brilliant. Both clubs really well run. You know, great adverts for British football. But I just think the Caesars are going to win this one.
I think at the moment there's still a bit of a golf in talent.
It's not that hard.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Do I need to scroll back and grab Micah's picks as well and put him in as well so we can have a
we'll put him in.
I think that there's still a gulf, just a bit of a gulf between Nottingham, Northumberland, and the rest of Div 1.
Right.
I think we're looking I think I said it earlier on that we were looking at a Nottingham versus Northumberland final, and I still think that's going to happen. Thought about going into politics.
I was thinking about running Baffa.
Oh, mate, can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine?
Go on. Yeah, I'll turn into one of them. Oh, well, you know, it's... I just need you to pay more membership fees. Well, I do.
Sounds like you've already got the job.
How about
that? Right, last game in the Div 1 quarterfinals: Northumberland Vikings, Chester Romans.
I am tempted to pick Chester, but I'm going Northumberland.
I'm taking the Vikings. This broke my heart because I almost got to see.
You don't have to
the Highlands. You don't, yeah.
I'm underqualified.
Underqualified.
British American football CEO.
I almost got to see the Vikings in my home county because I would have travelled to see the Vikings and the Highland Stags play. But Chester, you broke my heart.
Chester Romans were an auto pick for you this season. Are they not?
No,
I got that wrong. No, it was
Cheetahs. It was the Cheetahs.
The Knights. Northumberland.
Northants, yeah. Northants, except when they played Nottingham, because it was just
that really put your loyalty to the test.
Yeah. I think I would have loved to have seen Highland play Vikings. I would have been going to that game. I'm not going to go to the game.
Tebs has gone Romans.
Has he?
He's the only person to go.
He loves them. He loves them. No. There's other people in the chat that are going Romans, but.
No. Oh yeah, Chester. I can see it. Sorry.
That's Ryan, old fucking from Leicester. Can't remember his last name.
RTC Ryan the Cat.
Exactly. Moving into Div 2.
I want to fucking go in my
house. Into Div 2.
We're so close.
Portsmouth. Somerset.
Put it together.
Yeah, well, shut up and answer. I've given you the game. I've given you the game.
No, I've been listening to you.
It's Somerset Portsmouth.
Oh, don't do me on this one. Portsmouth.
You taking Pompey? Tibbs.
I support Portsmouth. I'm picking Somerset.
Mike is having a seizure. Right. Okay. So
can you smell burnt toast, Mike?
Yeah. Yeah, you can, but that's because he's a shit cook. Right. So you're taking Somerset. Tibbs and I'm taking the Dreads.
I'm going Somerset.
Yeah, I'm taking the Dreads, and so is Tibbs.
Okay.
We're both on the Dreads.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. But
you're picking the Wivens.
I think Somerset. I must admit, I think Somerset have done enough to deserve my pick here.
I think
to the same fixture earlier in the season. I think it was around like week 12, week 13.
They pulled Portsmouth pants down. They pulled Portsmouth pants down.
So it's on the strength of that, and what I saw when I saw them playing Portsmouth. I think Somerset were decent. I think the refs on the day didn't make that game so fair. It was a bit all over the place, but.
I think this is a very,
but I still love Portsmouth. And
this is a very relevant comment. I think the winner of this game gets promotion.
Oh no!
Who
East Kent Mavericks or Humber?
What Humber's going to get promotion anyway because they're in the north.
Oh, of course, it's north, isn't it? These are East Kent Mavericks over everyone else in the south.
No,
yes. Are they bang average? Are they? Oh, they're bang average.
I just don't even know if they're going to beat Hereford. Is all. No, they won't.
Right, let's move on to that then. Obviously, I pick East Kent Mavericks.
How do
I feel bullied out of his pick?
How do I feel about East Kent?
So British Gridiron Films has said the same thing. Portsmouth at Somerset wins Div 2. I don't believe so.
I believe both Portsmouth and Somerset beat East Kent.
It's a lovely hot take for you gentlemen to have, and I don't begrudge it. I just don't align to it.
I'm taking East. I think East Kent is better than Hereford. I'm also taking the Mavericks.
Shut up! You after what you just said, you then go.
No, because I'm just going to wait for them to lose next fucking week, isn't it? Right, so you got the Mavericks, I got the Mavericks. Tibbs has got the Mavericks as well.
Cool.
This
one for me is a very easy pick. I think this one, going back to your point about there's not much between the games. This one, I think there's clear daylight.
100%. I think the Revs put 50 on them.
Oh shit! Okay, I'm not going to go that far. But Shropshire at home to the Gateshead Senators.
Yeah, I think this is a destruction.
Spank them.
Yeah. Tibbs
is going to pick Senators, obviously. Here we go.
The revolution. And finally, Humber Staffordshire. I think this is also a clear victory. I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's such a big difference between the two teams as the previous game, but yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a clear dominant side here, which is.
I think Humber wiped the floor with them.
Yeah.
I think the North.
Oh, Tim just picked Serge. Of course he has.
Let's go. I was just about to say, I think there's a much bigger disparity in the North playoff games in Div 2 than there is in the South playoff games.
Right.
And there we go.
Brian the Cat has also picked
the Surge. Maybe the staff sneakily. Wooly Mike's on Humber. Yeah, I think that's it. Mike, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't taken down your picks, Mike. I'm sorry. I can't be scrolling back through to get them.
We need all the picks.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I don't know. Has he done every single one?
Oh, I don't know. I think probably because he's pretty fucking meticulous. So it would be like him to do it.
Dreads, yeah. Vikings, yeah.
Can I
add my picks?
I know. I saw it.
You can add your picks, Mike.
I literally saw him right there, and I ignored it.
I didn't even see it. I was too busy trying to think of
did he pick the Devils? Did he pick the Devils?
He picked. So I've got him.
I've got cheaters. I don't know what
Caesars.
Yeah.
He's got. That's all I've got. I know cheaters. He got cheaters.
Yeah, I've got that as well.
And he's gone Norwich Devils. Yeah. He actually said I'm with Steve Norwich. I don't know who Steve Norwich is. But...
yeah, he's also picked the Vikings, and then he's picked the Dreads, and then I saw him pick EKM, sorry, EKM. And then Humber, he had Humber, and then who did he have in the Revs game? Did he have the Revs? Okay,
I love when people like go along with our nonsense. Cheers, Ryan.
Yeah,
you're a good lad.
I'm just
didn't have to do that.
What was this?
Ryan here saying,
Ryan the cat. Love it. Ryan Cummings. Ryan Cummings is his name.
Yes, Ryan the cat.
No, all right then. Yeah, Tibbs is going to throw down with British Gridiron Films.
It's I don't know who it is, but someone from Bristol, I think.
Tibbs is going to throw down with them because they were the one who mentioned that Tibbs looks like he's a man.
Fucking fight. We should do
live stream
in the off season. Some cage
beer knuckle boxing,
settling the score over the season.
Yeah, and we'll live stream it. We've got the kit. Right, Steve, have you blocked Kwame commenting on the rundown? Fuck, I hope so. Good.
I haven't.
It means we're having a quick show. And with that, those are our picks. This was the rundown. I'm Oz. That's Steve. We're out of here.
Oh, bye everyone.
Bye everyone.